Hello everyone, my name is Guido and I'm the creator of Rem2Lock, which stands for Remote to Local. Rem2Lock is an application for the Mac which is capable of three things. 1. Synchronize your remote database to your local machine. 2. Synchronize assets like images and other files from the server to your Mac. And 3. Create database backups on your local machine. The problem. Let me show you a common scenario. You encounter a bug on your production or staging environment and you want to test it locally. For example, on my website amazingcats.io I have a bug with my cat Jeffrey, but Jeffrey isn't in my local database. Now, you might log into your server, create a MySQL dump, log out, import the dump into your local database, then you realize your images aren't working, you log in with an FTP program, you copy the images to your local machine, and then you're done. This is how it works with Rem2Lock. And that's it. Your database is imported from the server to your Mac and all images and assets are synchronized to your local directory. So how does this work? Rem2Lock uses SSH to securely log into your server using your private key. It streams your database directly to your local machine. If you enable rsync in your projects, it automatically syncs all your assets from your server directory to your local directory. rsync is a powerful tool that comes standard with Unix-like systems like macOS, and it's perfect for efficient file transfer and backup. Now, how do I set up a project in Rem2Lock? First, you need a web server which has SSH access and access with a key file or a CRT certificate. For security reasons, we don't use password logins. When you're opening Rem2Lock for the first time, you can add a new project here, but you can also click the plus button here. Let me show you how to add amazingcats.io as an example. While I come from a Laravel background, and some fields will look familiar to Laravel developers, Rem2Lock works with any remote MySQL database. So we just gave our projects a name, and I like to give projects the same name as the web domain, but this is all up to you. We can give it a nice color as well to specify that certain projects are related, but I'll leave this one blank for now. It's actually amazingcats.io instead of cat. I'm going to correct it right here. So, next thing we're going to do is fill in the SSH details. Well, like I said before, for security reasons, Rem2Lock can only connect through a private key or an SSL certificate, and it's not using a password. So, this is the SSH host IP of amazingcats.io. So next, we're filling in the MySQL details, starting with the remote database. Some fields here are pre-filled with common values. And by default, Rem2Lock uses SSH to create dumps, but you can also use a CRT certificate without SSH. You can use this option, for example, with managed databases like AWS or DigitalOcean, and then you can fill in your CRT certificate here. I'm going to use the SSH connection for this demo. So I'm going to fill in my password here. My local database name is AmazingCats. My local database user is root, and I don't have a password on my local database. To synchronize assets like images from the storage on your remote server, we can check this checkbox and fill in the paths. This option is useful if you, for example, have uploaded content in your CMS or content uploaded by users which you want to display on your local machine. If you're using a CDN or cloud storage, you probably don't really need this feature, but amazingcats.io is saving everything into the storage directory. So the next thing we're going to do is to sync our project. My storage directory is empty, and so is my database. It doesn't contain any cats. Now we're going to sync the project from the top bar here, sync amazingcats.io, and that's it. In our directory, we have 3 cats. In our database, we have 3 cats. And we can display the cats locally on our local website. Now we can go to the Backups tab. You can specify the amount of backups you want to save on your Mac here. The default value is 5, so it will keep 5 backups on your Mac. And every time you sync a project, it will throw away the oldest backup. You can actually replace the current database with one of these backups by right-clicking on it and click the replace option like this. You can also view the dump in your Finder. And you can also delete the backup. So all the features in a nutshell, we talked about a lot of features. We've got syncing from the top menu. We can duplicate a project like this. We can delete a project like this. We can sync databases, we can sync assets, and we can sync databases and assets. We can also revert to an older backup. And one last thing, you can also import and export your projects to a JSON file. Make sure you keep this file in a secure place and keep it to yourself, because this contains MySQL credentials. It will also give you a warning when you try to export it. Without a license, you can add up to 3 free projects. Try it out, see if you like it. And if you do, I would greatly appreciate it if you would buy a license so you can support further development. You can buy one on rem2lock.com. It's a one-time payment and it's not very expensive. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you like Rem2Lock and hope it will make your development workflow easier. Ciao!